This is Mr. Martin, section 6.5, day 2, video notes for math analysis. We're just going to look at example 6 from the notes that we had started in class. This is the second video. The first one had examples 4 and 5. So we want to find the three cube roots of negative 2 plus 2i. So we need to find r. So it's going to be the square root of negative 2 squared plus 2 squared. So that's going to be the square root of 8. And we need to find theta. So that's going to be the tan inverse of y over, or b over a. So that's 2 over negative 2. So we know that we're in the second quadrant. So we need the angle that would be in the second quadrant. So this is negative 1. So we know that that's going to be a pi over 4. The pi over 4 in the second quadrant is 3 pi over 4. Okay, and we also know that we're looking for the 3 cube roots, so n is going to be 3. Alright, so the values of k that we're going to use are 0, 1, and 2. So we've got k is equal to 0, so we're going to have the third root of r, which is the square root of 8, times the cosine of 3 pi over 4 plus 2 pi times 0, plugging in that value of k, over n, which is 3, plus I times the sine of 3 pi over 4 plus 2 pi times 0 over 3. And this is going to simplify to the cube root of the square root of 8 is the square root of 2 times the cosine of, let's see, so that's 3 pi over 4 divided by 3. So the 3's are going to cancel, so we end up with pi over 4 plus I times the sine of pi over 4 and you know, we could simplify this because we know what the cosine of pi over 4 is, but we're just going to leave it for now. And you know, so on a quiz or a test, if I wanted a decimal answer like the previous problem, I would just tell you to write your answer in decimal form. So if it doesn't specify decimal form, just leave it in the exact polar form like it is. Alright, so then for k equals 1, I've got the cube root of the square root of 8 times the cosine of 3 pi over 4 plus 2 pi times 1 over 3 plus I times the sine of 3 pi over 4 plus 2 pi times 1 over 3. So again, I'm going to get the square root of 2, and then 3 pi over 4, and then that's going to be, the 3's again are going to cancel, so 2 pi is 8 pi over 4, so that'd be 11 pi over 4 divided by 3. Those 3's aren't going to cancel, but anyway, that's going to be times the cosine of 11 pi over 12 plus I times the sine of 11 pi over 12. Okay, if you're having trouble with the calculations, it's towards the end of the day and I'm having a little trouble with my mental math, feel free to use some scratch paper to calculate those, but these values will be correct. So you can see over here, if I look at this in terms of 12ths for k is equal to 0, I would have 3 pi over 12, and then I'm adding 2 pi, which is 8 pi over 4. You know, so with that 3 in the denominator, we end up with 11 pi over 12. And then we need one more, so we need k is equal to 2. So I'm going to have the cube root of the square root of 8 times the cosine of 3 pi over 4 plus 2 pi times 2 divided by 3 plus I times the sine of 3 pi over 4 plus 2 pi times 2 divided by 3. So I'm going to get the square root of 2 times the cosine of 19 pi over 12 plus I times the sine of 19 pi over 12. So here's our three roots. We've got the first one here, and the second one is over here, and the third one is down here. So if you can see the pattern, you don't necessarily have to do all the work. You may want to do a couple just to check. And as always, make sure you ask me if you have questions in class.